Okay, the next strand we're going to go over is Latin. And I just want to spend a couple minutes or a couple seconds actually telling you why I think Latin is so important. There are a ton of reasons that are often listed about it helping you learn languages, and it's the language of math and science in the Western world, etc., etc., etc. But I also think it's really important for just building neuroplasticity. I've been on sort of a nerdy binge lately, reading books by neuroscientists, listening to podcasts by neuroscientists, and they all talk about how language is so important, especially those ancient languages, at building these neuro connections. So the way I think about it is that if you just taught your kids what they had to know for adulthood, that would be like building them a little tiny house and being like, this is your house for the rest of your life. Whereas learning things like Latin and upper mathematics and geometry and stuff like that, that's like building them a big house. And yes, their brain isn't going to use the whole house yet, but you really have to build the house that you want when you're 80. You have to build it when you're a child. So I think that's one of the many, many reasons that Latin is so important. So that said, I'll just point out the two things that CC says you have to have for Latin, and that is this purple book and this blue book. This purple book is the lesson book. It will tell you in the guide what pages that you're supposed to read, and you will read those pages. This blue book is the grammar book. This book, it will have in your challenge guide, it will have numbers listed, and they will be the numbers. They will not be page numbers. They'll instead be rule numbers. And this is where you will kind of get the bulk of what you're learning. So this just kind of says like a real fast overview, and then this really explains, or not explains, but like shows you the charts and graphs of exactly what you're learning. Now, both of these are pretty difficult to use and understand. They are very old Latin books, so this is what kids were learning a long time ago, and they're very difficult. Well, they're not difficult, very difficult, but some kids find them more challenging to understand than others. Parents usually start out the year thinking that they're going to try to track along with their kids, and it's often very difficult and easy to get behind, especially if you have other kids you're trying to homeschool. So that's where this answer key comes in. You can buy them online. This is the Seton answer key, and it has, I would not get the Henley answer key because it will often say like, refer to rule number 4. And you're like, well, I needed to know what that means. Like, I don't know what that means. So something like the Seton's answer key or Magister Jones, they have good answer keys. Also, CC has you make your own flashcards. I made flashcards. Oh, I don't have them in here. I made flashcards for kids that like pictures on them. So I have flashcards that have funny pictures on them that are kind of similar to the IEW ones. But I also have these ones from Memoria Press, which are really nice to use as well. CC sells a Latin workspace that has pages where you can write in all of the worksheets and work pages that you're supposed to do. However, Andrea and I are working on designing our own workspace that's a little bit more fun. I don't know if you can see it, so hopefully we get enough of that done to use this here, so you don't need to get the workspace unless you really want to. You can use ours free of charge, and you can also have my flashcards if you want. Just let me know and I'll send them to you as a PDF. You can print them out and laminate them if you want or not, but at the very least you need that purple book, that blue book, and some sort of notebook to write in, or the workspace, or the worksheets that we're doing. And then I also strongly recommend getting the Trivium table that CC sells. I couldn't find mine because I think a kid must have walked off with it to use it for their Latin stuff. But it's really helpful to kind of quickly look at and help you figure out how to translate and stuff. So hopefully that helps with Latin. I love Latin. I'm all about the Latin. So if you ever have any Latin questions, I am here for you.